Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Monica Corrado here, the Gap Chef. I am hoping that many of you will join me today for yet another conversation about GAPS. So, one more time with feeling. I am a certified GAPS practitioner. I am a holistic nutritionist. I am a teaching chef. And I'm really happy to be here. I'm also Dr. Natasha's, the GAP chef. I helped to teach, I guess, all of the certified GAPS practitioner and certified GAPS coach classes. I am here today because I would like to be a resource for more people and answer your questions that you might have about anything GAPS. Welcome to anyone that's new to this Facebook Live. Welcome to anyone that's new to my page, Ask the GAP Chef. Happy to be here and happy to be with you. A few disclaimers, just so you know. I will just say right off the bat that there is some censoring going on, and so some of my YouTubes are getting pulled down because of some things that I may be saying that are not congruent with what the typical medical paradigm is. So just want to let you know, catch them now, because I don't know how long they'll be up on YouTube under Ask the GAP Chef. I hope you find them useful. There are many, many things on YouTube, subjects that I've covered over the last couple of years. Detox baths, what are they? How do they work? All of the teas, managing die-off, the 4 pillars of GAPS, etc., etc. So hopefully you will take advantage of those before they may be removed. Not by me. Anyway, so quick disclaimer, I'm not a medical doctor. Nothing I say here, I can't talk about healing. So again, welcome to this, welcome to our page, welcome to GAPS. Really excited about the upcoming GAPS OnCon, which is in February. I believe you can still get early bird tickets to the GAPS online conference in February, all about GAPS and families and raising children the GAPS way. Hello. Okay, let's start saying hello to everyone. Hello, Mariana. Hello, Shani. Hello, Abida. Hello, Elaine. Hello, Mohima. Hello. Good to see you all. Okay, so today is, let me finish that. So if you'd like to find GAPS OnCon tickets, you can go right to gapstraining.com, or you can just go and type in and search for GAPS, ONCON, stands for Online Conference 2024. It will be in February. Yahoo! Abida already got it. Good for you. Yay! Fabulous. Okay, so at this point, I want to wish everyone that's in the U.S. A happy Halloween, which in the United States means that we're all eating, or families are actually giving out at their door processed food, candy full of sugar, some of them have genetically modified ingredients, some of them have antifreeze in them, some of them have dyes, some of them have high fructose corn syrup. Who knows what else is in those things, but yes, it's a crazy, crazy thing we do and in the U.S. And so I'm happy to answer questions about that for anyone. Alternative things, what you could be doing alternatively with your children. One of the things that I've always found a good thing is to allow the child to go trick-or-treating and then do an exchange. All that CRAP candy in exchange for something else. A toy they would like, an experience they would like, something like that. Works pretty well. Has worked very well here. All right. Oh, I'm so glad, Mariana, you're here. Hello, Beata. I hope I said that correctly. Hello, Natasha. Good to have you. All right. Hello, Kathleen. Good to have you too. All right, everyone. So I'm happy to take your questions today. Victorious Valerie. Yahoo! It's been so long. Great to be back for everybody. Great to be back. Hello, hello, hello. So, yeah, I'm happy to take questions today about anything you would like for me to answer, anything about any of the stages, anything about any of the cooking techniques. Anything else? I don't know. There was a conversation on the page that I just got on this morning about meat stock and making meat stock twice, 3 times. Remembering, folks, meat stock is made from meaty bones. Meaty bones, right? So in chicken, we're talking about a whole chicken. We're talking about thighs and legs. We're talking about necks, backs, wings. We're talking about meaty bones. We're talking about bones with a joint in it, ribs and shanks and all this type of stuff. One would never cook meaty bones twice. Just putting it out there. Let me know if anybody has any questions about that, if you want to. All right. Hello, Tara. Tara's here. Woohoo! Do you leave your meat stock on the stove? I do. So, couple things, folks. I really encourage you. I've been encouraging the new GAPS coach class to try different meat stocks. That means try chicken and lamb and beef and goat and deer and turkey and pheasant and every darn last thing. Yeah. So try different meat stocks and then try the same meat stock on the stove with water only about 2 inches to cover, in the oven, and on the stove, in the oven, and in a slow cooker, right? Crock pot, slow cooker. Try all those different ways and see the difference. It is autumn now, and we're halfway through autumn at this point, and we're going towards winter. And so it's really wonderful to use a crock pot and to have wonderful, warm things cooking in the house all day long. It's fabulous for your digestion. It gets your juices moving. And it's really very, very good. In the northern hemisphere anyway, we are going into colder temperatures. So GAPS is great for this time of year. Leverage, leverage, leverage. So question mark, Tara, tell me about leaving meat stock on the stove. So do you mean, do I leave the whole pot on the stove with all the meat and all the vegetables? And yeah, I'll answer. Give me more information, but I'll answer what I think you're asking. I personally often leave a pot of meat stock on the stove overnight because it's not a problem to do so, especially if I don't have room in my fridge. Been cooking so much lately, folks, that I do not have enough room in my fridge. Cooking is a great thing. Refrigerator space is a premium in this house, or is at a premium in this house. So I'll often leave my meat stock overnight. However, I wouldn't leave the meat stock with the meat in it on the stove for more than 12 hours at a time because it will start to grow some things, or it can start to grow some things. So good idea to either bring it to a boil and skim the scum, and then you'll have it for another several hours, or strain it. We remember that when we leave the meat in the meat stock, you are shortening the life of that meat stock, meaning the storage life, how long you can store it before it will start breaking down and quote unquote aging and quote unquote going bad. Not that it can go bad. So yeah. So if you want to keep your meat stock for a long time, you want to strain the meat and the vegetables out and keep it separate from the stock itself. it will really help with the length of time that it will remain good for you. Okay, let's see. Got a lot. Hey, Sandy, great to have you. Hey, Barrett, as opposed to jarring every night, too much work. Yeah, you do not have to jar every night, Tara. Nope. Again, everybody, if you take the meat out and the vegetables out and put that in the refrigerator, leave the stock on the stove, and then the next morning just bring it to a boil, skim and discard the scum, and then leave it on the stove, and you can use it all day that way. Yep. Who else did we saying hello to? We're saying hello to Mohima. We're saying hello to Jody. Hey, Jody, it's been a while. Hey, Marie, good to have you with us. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, I got lots of little questions coming in. Let's see what we can see. Okay, so I'll just take some questions now. Mariana says, would you start an 11-month-old on regular GAPS or baby GAPS? She does have a sibling with autism. She is just now starting solids and has suffered in the past from colic and diarrhea. Baby GAPS. Just start it. It can't go wrong, right? Like, you can always start with baby GAPS and then graduate to full GAPS. But baby GAPS is a wonderful place to start, especially for an 11-month-old. Yes. And, oh, by the way, there is a baby GAPS course on the gapstraining.com website. It's a course that Dr. Natasha has written a baby GAPS booklet for. So you can take a look at that if you like. Again, so Dr. Natasha has a beautiful baby GAPS booklet there, and you can take a look at that course. It's a great course by a colleague, Holly Bingham. Excellent. But regardless of whether you take the course or not, you have plenty of information in the yellow book about baby GAPS, and go ahead and start there. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Hope that was helpful. All right. Kathleen says, for days, I cannot convince the 3-year-old to consume fat, and she knows where I'm sneaking in her food. You crack me up. Smart little 3-year-old you got there. What is the least offensive fruit to help her with her ongoing constipation? Yeah, folks, constipation isn't about fruit. It's not about fat either, frankly. So I would look at my Facebook Live on constipation. I probably did one called Constipation and Diarrhea, Oh My. I would also look, Kathleen and everyone else, at the blue book under Bowel Management. Bowel Management. I don't know what kind of constipation your child has, but Dr. Natasha is very, very clear that we should not allow, unless the baby is which is not your child, is exclusively breastfed, we should not allow the child to go even one day without having bowel movement. So the number one way to relieve constipation immediately to get some relief is an enema. So everyone please get jiggy with enemas. Go take a look at, again, in the blue book and the yellow book, there's a lot of information of working with children and the healing power of enemas if you're not using them. And then look at the ongoing constipation. I'm putting this in, these are quotes, not rabbit ears. Ongoing constipation, if it's not about not drinking enough water, so if it's not about dehydration, then we're going to look at the liver, and we're going to talk about liver congestion. So a really great thing for constipation, well, liver congestion plus gut dysbiosis, right? So we've got two issues there. If it's not dehydration, then it's liver congestion and or we've got problems with microbes. So what do you do? Well, you go and you watch one or two of my lives on the liver and how to work with it. Certainly, we do all sorts of things for detoxification. We start a castor oil pack on her little liver. We do Epsom salt baths and other detox baths. We add beets to her diet, cooked beets, beet kvass. Did I say beet kvass? Beet kvass, beet kvass, beet kvass to her diet, just a little bit at a time. That can often resolve constipation. We also look at things like if she's having a lot of high protein dairy that's cultured, like kefir or yogurt, we move to cream, which would be cultured cream, whether you culture it with yogurt culture or you culture it with kefir culture. So those are just some thoughts about this. When we have a 3-year-old that has constipated, we need to get to work. And fruit is not the answer. Fruit is not the answer. Remembering, again, folks, one more time with feeling, if it's not protein and it's not fat, it's carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is sugar. So this country, certainly the U.S. is, oh my God, we have so much crazy sugar, overindulgence of sugar, and sugar feeds pathogens. So anyway, just a thought. Again, water first. How's she doing? Make sure your water is pure. It's got to at least be filtered. Maybe it's spring water. Maybe you're structuring your water. Water. And then we want to don't overhydrate. But then we work at the liver and we look at the gut microbes. And we really work to make sure we get that child having an easy bowel movement. You might want to try some bitters. Bitters also prior to a meal. Very easy. You can use them with 3-year-olds. You can get the ones that have no alcohol in them. Thinking. You can make it fun, put a little bitters in a glass with a little bit of bubbly water and have her drink it prior to the meal. Bitters may be enough to get things moving. Okay, that's just a couple thoughts. All right, Natasha. Hi, Monica. Can I add frozen cold pressed juice to make a GAPS shake? Yes. Now, remembering good, better, best. Good, better, best. So what's the best? The best is you make the juice make it, drink it, right? Make it, drink it. Make the juice, drink it. That's the best. Good and better is still frozen cold pressed juice is excellent. It would be your next step down. And then juice that you had in the refrigerator would be the, right? So it would be good. So better is frozen. Best is you make it every time you drink it, or every time you make a GAPS shake. But many people can't do that. They don't have enough time, or they're not drinking enough juice. Could be anything. So yes, freezing is a great idea, in my opinion. Yep. Okay. Here we've got Mohima says, lots of gallstones. Let me see what else. How about Hi Hope? What and let's see. Thank you. I wish I could get her to do enemas. I'm guessing it's her liver and water intake. Yeah, Kathleen. One more time with feeling. You're the mom. She's the child. I'm not trying to say. I'm just reflecting what Dr. Natasha would say, which is you're the mom, she's the child, and is there a way for you to work with your husband, your partner, someone else to just distract the child and make it an experience that is easy, an experience that is healing, experience that's helpful. You know, we have seen so many things resolve. We, meaning certified GAPS practitioners, have seen so many things resolve health-wise, mental, brain function-wise, when the children start on enemas. Anyway, just see if you can open to the possibility. See if you can think about, do some reading, do some research, meaning look at the yellow book, look at the blue book. Yeah? There's a wonderful enema masterclass by a colleague, Monica Holland. Again, this is a GAPS certified, certified meaning it's been approved, a GAPS approved masterclass on enemas. It's excellent, by Monica Holland. Find it on gapstraining.com if that's helpful. Yeah. Okay. Hope asks, what about GAPS shakes for constipation, or is the sugar in the apple problem? Excellent question, Hope. No, GAPS shakes, yes, could be very helpful for relieving constipation, especially if you put a little bit of beet in it. A little bit of beet, right, folks? Not like a big beet, but a little bit of beet in a GAPS shake with the raw egg, whole egg, and with the cultured cream or coconut oil or some other high fat. So yes. And would the sugar in the apple be a problem? No. Remembering that GAPS shakes are like a total food, if you will, right? So they're a whole food. They're a whole package. They've got the fat, which will help modulate the sugar, and certainly all of it will help get the bile flowing and get that. Could definitely help with constipation. Thank you. Okay, Mohima asks, can I add kefir to juice or shakes? Will it help with constipation? You can absolutely add kefir to juice or shakes. Kefir cream would be better because, again, cream that's cultured with kefir is high fat. The fat is what helps with the constipation. Kefir itself, when it's made from milk, can be constipating. Can be. Don't wig about it. But it can be constipating because it's made from milk protein. But see how your body goes. What's best for you? How does your body respond? Right? It's very individual, but in general, kefir that is made from milk, just like yogurt is made from milk, they both can be constipating. They both can help firm the stool when you need it also because it's milk protein, high in milk protein. And then kefir cream and cultured cream made with yogurt, cultured too, GAPS sour cream is what it's called, can be very helpful to keep the bowels moving. All right. You're welcome, Mariana. Would lamb neck make a good meat stock with marrow bones? Yes. So Natasha, neck bones are one of my favorite bones to use for meat stock, especially what I call meaty neck bones. That means that it has to be meaty, right? It has to be neck bones that are covered with meat. So lamb neck bones are fabulous for meat stock. Beef neck bones, pork neck bones, turkey neck bones, right? Whatever you can get that's full of meat, it's fantastic. Yes, and then add marrow bones for extra nutrients. Well done. Hey, Fatima, how are you? Okay, let's see what we got up there that I didn't do yet. Coming on up the mountain, Mohima says, lots of gallstones keep coming out when I do coffee enema and give Chanka Piedra tea to my son. Excellent. What else can I do to clear this out completely? Well, what can I do to clear out the gallstones completely? Complicated question, complex question. I would continue with the GAPS shakes for sure. GAPS shakes are the best way, or one of the best ways that Dr. Natasha talks about clearing gallstones. GAPS shakes every day, sometimes GAPS shakes twice a day. Chanka Piedra tea is great stone breaker. Make sure you're not giving too much for a little person. I don't know how old your son is. Yeah, don't worry about it. We're happy to have the gall better out than in, right? We don't want the gallstones sitting in the gallbladder and getting stuck. So we're happy to have them move. The way to prevent, I don't know if you could entirely prevent them, but the more fat you eat, the better it is for gallstones. A lot of people aren't used to eating fat. So you want to keep the bile flowing, you want to be doing GAPS milkshakes. You want to be having beet kvass. You want to be having steamed beets, cooked beets. If you steam them, cover them with lots of fat. You want to be eating beet greens. Yes, and just continue to up the fat, remembering that one of my favorite conversations is all about increasing the fat, increase the fat. He's 12. Good. That's great. Increase the fat, folks. When you think they've had enough fat, give them more. And then, right, we allow this beautiful thing of the body to release the gallstones. Excellent. And then, just you want to keep up all of the detoxification protocols. Yeah, doing great. Mohima, you're doing great. Okay, we've got Beata saying, we are dairy-free due to food allergy and would love to learn more about cooking techniques for making yogurt, kefir, other products from fresh coconut. Beata, are you anaphylactic to dairy? If you are anaphylactic to dairy, then coconut is a great thing to look into. If you have a dairy sensitivity, then we work with that with the GAPS diet. So you're welcome to give me more information on that. But it would have to be an anaphylactic allergy that's keeping you off of the dairy. Yeah. Because, again, remembering, folks, if it's anaphylaxis is one thing. Yeah, stay away. If it's not, then we work with other things. Many, many people that can't do cow can do goat. Many people that can't do goat can do sheep. Many people that can't do sheep consume sheep. They can have sheep milk. They can have camel. They can have water buffalo. So dairy-free. I'd like to hear more about that, and I really encourage you to look on the YouTube channel, Ask the GAP Chef, and I talk about dairy and kefir and all sorts of other things, remembering that dairy is, unless it's anaphylactic, dairy is not optional on GAPS. So I just want to put that out there. Okay, so give me more and I'll comment. What food can I add on extended stage 2 if constipation still exists and I need to resolve this problem? Mohima, the first thing you can do is constipation still exists. Again, folks, so one more time of feeling. Dehydration is number 1. Congested liver, number 2. Yeah, your microbes are out of whack, number 3. So please look, Mohima, at my Facebook Live that I did on what is extended stage 2. What does that mean? Take a look at that. I think that would be helpful for you. If constipation still exists, frankly, Mohima, you may need to go to full GAPS for a while. Because remember that intro is not really good for people who are prone to constipation. Intro is not good for people who are prone to constipation. Dr. Natasha talks all about that in the Blue Book. If you're prone to slow bowel movements, if you're prone to constipation, start on full GAPS where you can have things like raw vegetables and and fermented vegetables and salads and things like that. You don't really want to be on intro if you have constipation. Pardon me. Now, if constipation came up when you got on intro, that's another story. So give me more information about that. All right, let's keep going. You have my book. Excellent. Thank you for getting it. Oh, okay, here we go. Hello, Laura. I don't know if I said hello. All right, let's see. Oh, Elaine, what you got? I found by accident that too much turmeric can cause diarrhea. Would that help with GAPS, people? And if so, at what stage can we introduce for constipation? I'm sorry you found that out. I'm not sure that that's true. In general, you'd have to tell me, like, how much turmeric. Was it turmeric root or was it ground turmeric? How much did you put in that caused this? Yeah, I need more information. I'm not sure that and I don't have that as an experience, so give me more information. That would be great. All right. Laura is mixed tocopherols concentrate, okay, in fish oil. So mixed tocopherols is part of the vitamin E complex, so it's a fraction. They usually use it as an antioxidant, probably okay, depending on where they got them from. So you just have to decide if all the rest of it looks pretty good. Meaning, what else is in the fish oil, right? Like, try to get the cleanest fish oil that you can that doesn't have additives. So mixed tocopherols would be added as an antioxidant, aka a preservative-ish, right? It's trying to keep it from oxidizing. Okay, so not the best, probably not the worst. Look for something without it if you can. All right, it was ground turmeric and a full rounded tablespoon in a cup of milk. I looked it up on the internet, and it did say it could cause diarrhea in a few places. That's fine. But yeah, a tablespoon. Who would do a tablespoon? That's a lot, right? So, yeah, I don't know that I personally would agree with people trying that as a way to resolve constipation over the long term. Maybe for a day you could try it, but remembering that ground turmeric is anti-inflammatory. That's its number one contribution, as far as I know, as a fabulous root. Yeah, a tablespoon. Also, raw cup of milk. Was it raw milk? Did you have a response to the milk? I would need more information, but again, turmeric. So to answer your previous question, spices are allowed in a ground form, usually after stage 4. I have this written down somewhere. It's all in my Mastering Meat Stock class. But turmeric as a root is allowed, of course, in stage 1 in meat stock. Turmeric as a root. So you slice the turmeric and then you take it out after cooking. And then you could grate the turmeric. That would be different than ground turmeric, which is really a spice. Spices aren't added in until later on intro. I hope that's helpful. Yeah, Elaine, you might also have had a response to, people can also have diarrhea from raw milk. Maybe the combination of it for you was too much. I don't know. Okay. Hello, Anissa. Hope that was helpful. Okay. Hello, Laura. I'm looking for fish oil to add in our diet. I'm in Canada. Okay. Pardon me. I would go on gapsdiet.com. Most of the things on gapsdiet.com have been approved or are GAPS compliant, if you will. They may have a suggestion for you there. All right. Lovely to see you, Anissa. Thank you for sending me some hearts. Okay, let's see. He was on full GAPS for 2 years now, staying on stage 2 and seeing gallstones. Okay, giving lots of fats and enema every day to resolve constipation. Excellent, Mohima. Sounds like you're doing the right thing. I would, resolve constipation. I would make sure that you're continuing to work with those probiotic foods that will help to turn the tide of the microbes, the microbial balance in the gut. So beet kvass is great for constipation. As I said before, folks, so the bowels are tricky. They can be tricky. So if you're doing cultured dairy, err on the side of high fat if you have constipation. Yeah? So that means cultured cream. Cream cultured with yogurt, cream cultured with kefir, although that can be problematic. Butter, ghee, those types of things. Also, in terms of your probiotic foods, I would be leaning on things like fermented beets, beet kvass. Yeah, just thinking here. Okay, hope that's helpful. Hello, Carol. Sandy, I don't know what you're asking. I don't know if that's even you, frankly. Okay, here we go. So let's go up to Beata asks, hello, Vanderhorst Homestead. Okay. Hello. Okay, my daughter had severe FPIES, non-IgE to dairy, and multiple other ingredients. We've been on modified GAPS for 4 years, have experienced great healing, yes, and are gaining lots of ingredients, and we'll be getting ready to do the dairy intro soon. Excellent, Beata. Good for you. Thank you for that information. Happy to hear from you. Yes. Very good. So then, in answer to your coconut question, so the first thing to do when you're working with coconut, folks, is to get a coconut, which means, if possible, again, good, better, best. Best is get a coconut from your natural grocery store, etc., and work with the coconut, right? You work with the coconut, you get the coconut water, you get the coconut milk, you make coconut cream, and then you take that and culture that. That's the best. The second best, they actually sell organic dehydrated coconut, which is just coconut. The brand is called Let's Do Organic. It's in a little green box. It's probably this big. You find it in the baking section, usually. And that you would reconstitute with water, and then you can culture that. I would look to Cultures for Health online for a vegetable starter to use to culture that. Thinking of what else. So best is get coconut and work with it, right? That's best. Better, right? So better, hanging out here, is to get that dehydrated coconut cream that you reconstitute and culture that. And then good would be canned coconut milk, canned coconut cream that has no fillers. Got to be organic and no fillers, meaning no guar gum, which is added to 90% or more of canned coconut milk. So, in terms of starting with your ingredients, start with a real coconut. Yeah. Hope that's helpful. About turmeric. What's the difference between ground and root? Okay. The difference between ground and root. Volume, right? Volume and caustic. Can I say causticity? That's not even a word. But so when you use the turmeric root itself, and it's a tiny little root, it looks like ginger, kind of, but it's orange. You can cut that up in coins, and then it gives its gifts into the meat stock. You don't eat it because it's highly fibrous. The root is fibrous, so we're not going to eat that. You can grate turmeric into tea. You can grate turmeric into using a grater, the root. The ground turmeric is going to be highly concentrated, can be caustic, meaning can burn, which is why we don't want to have a lot of turmeric early on, ground, and we don't want to put a tablespoon. Personally, turmeric, I might use 2 teaspoons for an entire pot of coconut curry meat stock that I make. That means like 4 quarts. So, yeah, I hope that's helpful. Sandy, I hope that's helpful. You're welcome, Beata. Good luck with that. Blessings. Okay. Natasha says, I grow my own microgreens, broccoli. Is it better to juice it or cook with it in the soup? So, microgreens are great in general because they are packed with live enzymes and with prana, or just energy, right? Life force. Use life force. Right? They're new. They're babies. They're baby seeds. Right? Microgreens. Little. So, I would say juice them before I would cook them. I would either juice them, eat them raw with lots of olive oil and good lemon, or depending on if you can do that, depending on the stage you're at. And then, or I would cook them. Hope that's helpful. You're welcome, Sandy. You're welcome. La, 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 la. Okay, what else have we got? Okay, I think I got all the questions. Does anyone have another question? I'm looking to make sure that I got everyone. You're welcome. Lamb neck, extended stage 2. Yeah, folks, if you're having constipation issues, a couple things. Actually, for all issues, right? The first place we go is back to Dr. Natasha's book. We don't go to Monica's. We don't go to anywhere else. We go to Dr. Natasha's book. We go to the yellow book. We look it up. We go to the blue book. We look it up. We go to gaps.me and we look at the FAQs, right? We look at the FAQs, facts, and we look things up there. Those are all straight from the doctor's mouth. I would say horse's mouth, but she's not a horse. Straight from the doctor's mouth. Dr. Natasha, it's her protocol. She knows best on how to implement it, etc. Then, if you can't find things there, you're welcome to bring your questions here to the Facebook Live on Tuesdays. Happy to answer what I can. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. I do not work with tests. I work with food. I'm not a naturopathic doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a homeopath. I am a teaching chef and a nutritionist, so I talk about the food. So I hope that's helpful. And please do go to the past Facebook Lives. They're on our page. I've left them there. And also you are welcome to go to YouTube at this time and ask the GAPS Chef. You can search 4 Pillars of GAPS, GAPS Basics. Everybody should be watching that because you'll have a better understanding, according to me, but it works, of how GAPS works and why it works and all those good things. Okay. All right, let's see what else. Elaine asks, when can we introduce cheese, stage 5, or do we have to wait until full? Elaine, you're an NTP and a CGP. You answer me when you can have it. When can you have cheese? Can you have it? Where would you find that answer? Okay, nah. Hello, Vanderhurst Homestead. Here we go. Where can we find more information about glyphosate and soy in the meat we eat? Okay, and are seed oils stored in fat from grain-fed animals? Wow, great questions. They're all great questions, but I haven't heard these before. Where can we find more information about glyphosate and soy in the meat we eat? Well, okay, so here's a couple things. First of all, let's talk about soy. It's easier to tackle. So, first of all, know your farmer. I'm going more and more and, suggesting to people, encouraging you to know your farmer, get to know how are they raising their meat, what are they giving them to eat, etc., etc. Buy a whole lamb, buy a half a cow, buy a whole pig, stick them in your freezer, get a freezer with a friend if you can't, get one yourself, etc. So you really need to just be buying locally. You need to be, if you can, when you can. That's the best. Get to the farmer and ask them the questions. The next best thing about soy in meat is to buy only grass-fed. If you have to buy it, you buy grass-fed, 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 and finished. Because they can finish them on grains if they don't have grass finished on the label. This is why Dr. Natasha says you can't find food in a grocery store anymore. Okay, the things we have to do. Detectives are we. We are detectives. Food detectives, right? So, grass-fed and finished if you're going to buy it. First, know your farmer and buy direct. Second, grass-fed and finished if you're going to buy it. Third, organic. But it would have to be listed as soy-free, folks. So grass-fed and finished is really our only way to make sure they're not getting soy. Because soy is a grain, and they give it as, it's a legume. But it's not grass. So that's how we get around that. In terms of glyphosate in the meat you eat. Golly gee willikers. Sadly, glyphosate is really, I don't want to say glyphosate is everywhere because I don't want to frighten everyone. and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but glyphosate is everywhere. Glyphosate is in the water. Glyphosate is in the air. Glyphosate is in the crops. Glyphosate would be in any, or could be probable in any grain-fed meat. So what do? You do the best you can, and then you have a very robust protocol, detoxification protocol. Make sure that you are filtering your water at home. Make sure that filtering the water you drink, filtering the water you cook with, filtering the water you bathe in, filtering the water you shower in, filtering the water you water your plants with. Filter, filter, filter to get the glyphosate out, and have a very strong detoxification protocol. Meaning you are doing detox baths every night. You're doing castor oil packs on your liver. You're doing oil pulling. You're doing, grounding. You are sitting in the sun. You are doing all sorts of good things to detoxify. Are seed oils stored in fat from grain-fed animals? I don't know. I mean, let me answer it this way. Toxins are stored in the fat of grain-fed animals, which is why nobody, I know, there I go again, I'll say it differently, why all of us should make an effort to not eat grain-fed animals. Right? Stay away from those grains, everybody, because they're not organic, and if they're not organic, they're GMO. Remembering that the grain that they're feeding these cows, which they should not be eating, God did not mean for cows to be eating grains. They're supposed to be eating grass. Yeah? The grains they're feeding them are not organic, and so they are GMO. Why do I say that? I know it sounds like I know it all, but if more than 90% of the world's soy and the world's corn are genetically modified, over 90% of the world, not just the U.S. Therefore, if you're eating grain-fed meat, you're eating soy and corn that is genetically modified, and that will mess with your endocrine system. And all of those toxins are stored in the fat of those animals, so please, A, don't eat the meat, and B, don't eat the fat from the grain-fed animals. Which is why, golly gee, the things we're seeing today together, which is why it's really important for us to render our own fats. Meaning, get the fat from a grass-fed animal and melt it down yourself instead of buying it in the store. Unless you can be sure that whatever fat is in that jar that you just spent 10 or 12 or 15 bucks on for a pint was from animals that were grass-fed. I hope that's helpful. Thank you for those questions. Really good questions. Okay. Elaine, why can't we have homemade cream cheese on the full diet? It's a homemade dairy. I don't know. Homemade cream cheese. You'd have to tell me how you make it, and then I can tell you where it belongs. Homemade cream cheese. Homemade cream cheese. How would you make homemade cream cheese? There's homemade Gap's, what Dr. Natasha calls Gap's cottage cheese, which is what I call yogurt cheese and kefir cheese, and that certainly is allowed during intro and on stage and on the full Gap's diet. All right, let's see what else we got. You've seen both answers. That's why I'm asking. Okay, good question, Elaine. I'm happy you saw that. Where have you seen both answers? I don't know. Cheese. Okay, so officially, cheese is full Gaps unless you're doing the dairy. This is why you find it both places. All right, you're pushing me, girl, but here we go in a good way. So officially, cheese is a full Gaps food. However, if you're doing intro with the dairy introduction protocol or the dairy introduction structure running right along the same time, right? Then if you got to cheese while you were on intro, it would be on intro. But that probably wouldn't be before stage 6 because you won't get there. If you do it in the timing and in the order that we're supposed to do it, which is, right, ghee, butter, right? Ghee, butter, yogurt and cream cultured with yogurt culture, kefir and cream cultured with kefir culture, right? I mean, it's a lot to get through all those things. I hope that made sense, Elaine. I hope that made sense. Okay, let me know if it made sense. Hello, Petra. Okay. Okay, cool. I hope that made sense. Give me a thumbs up, Elaine, if that made sense to you. I don't know. Tara says, do you have any comments on A-peel and bugs in the food everyone is talking about? Oh, it's Halloween. There's bugs in the food. Oh, my God. I don't have any comments about A-peel, which my understanding, Tara, is that it's a coating like wax. I could be wrong. That's going on all the fruits and vegetables. The bugs in the food, I don't. Give me more information. Let's look it up and talk about it when I have more info. I'm sure it's not a good thing. Right? I mean, it's almost like a nightmare. And maybe nightmare on Halloween. It's all appropriate, right? It's a nightmare, the food, what's going on with our food supply. And so more and more and more, find real food, grow real food, work together. If you can't afford it, start with a little garden. Work with your neighbors. Do something to try and get the best quality foods that you can. Because the stuff they're doing in the store, folks, bad news bears. And also, we know that we're not supposed to be eating processed foods anyway, right? So things that are in boxes, things that are in cans and jars that have been sterilized by canning and high heat and all this craziness. So hopefully we're going to avoid all that stuff. If we are growing our own vegetables, we won't have to worry about A-peel. If we're working in the CSA, we won't have to worry about those things. I don't know. Scary because A-peel is organic. Oh no! From my understanding, it cannot be washed off and does contain heavy metals. Oh my God, I'm going to cross myself. Okay. Elaine, Natural Grocers, has dedicated itself to never allowing A-peel F&V. I talked to the manager here. Oh, saw their declaration on the internet. I'm crying with excitement. Elaine, where are you? Are you in Colorado? I've been waiting for my own natural... It's okay, Tara. I have been waiting for my own Natural Grocers in Loveland to open. It was supposed to open September, and then now it's opening on Friday, but they've pushed it back at least 6 times, so who knows. Anyway, you're in Iowa. Fantastic! A Natural Grocers person. I love Natural Grocers. It's one of our best stores, really. They put all those other food stores to shame. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yes. Victoria's Valerie loves them too. Where are you, girl? All right. Let's see. La 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 la. So Anissa asks, my husband is a year now on intro and he woke up with a knee pain 3rd day now. Could it be something he's lacking or it's just another peeling? Ooh, knee pain. I don't know. I would do some more detox. Here's another option, Anissa. How about trying a castor oil pack on your husband's knee? If you don't have a castor oil pack, get one. I have some listed on my website if you want to just see what they look like. Castor oil wrapped with warmth. Try it. It may really, really help. Everyone, you got a pain? Try castor oil. Okay, Vanderhurst, here we go. We have a truly chemical grain-free rancher. I was a cattle farmer and I know the practices, cry, but I do want to share this information with others. Yes. Please do. Let everyone know to the best of your ability. Share, share, share. That's what I'm trying to do here. Okay. All right. I think I have time for one more question. Tara, I can't believe you brought this up, but I'm glad that you did. Thanks for the advice. I appreciate it. You are welcome. Yeah, folks, just remember, whenever we have a pain in the body, pain, discomfort, flare, something showing up, the body's trying to tell us something. Support the body with detoxification. Support the body with detoxification. It really, really helps. If you're having a lot of catarrh, a lot of mucus because of cultured dairy, excellent. Support the body. Support it. Do more detox baths. Do more oil pulling in your mouth. Do more castor oil packs. Do more bitters before meals. Do more beets. Do more grounding on the earth with your beautiful feet bare. Do more sitting in the sunshine even when it's snowing outside. 4 inches here in Colorado. Carol, how to detox for a sore neck. I would put a castor oil pack on there. I would also go and see a chiropractor and an acupuncturist. Or an acupuncturist, right? Yes. All right, everyone. Elaine, I hope I'm okay. Tell me more about this cream cheese business. Is the cream cheese that you're talking about, Elaine, the yogurt cheese or kefir cheese? And then I can answer, but I'm not really clear. The only cream cheese I'm aware of is that horrible Philadelphia or whatever cream cheese that's made with guar gum and all sorts of other garbage, which of course we wouldn't eat. So that's why I'm kind of stalled. You're welcome, Carol. Stalled on your question, Elaine. I think that's all we've got, folks. Let's see. Which bitters, please? Oh, so bitters are a class of herbs, if you will, class of herbs that make you go, that like are bitter on the mouth, on the taste, right? It's a bitter taste. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's a bitter taste, and it will help get the bile flowing. It'll also help the digestive juices. It'll get the stomach acid started. Blossom Farm makes beautiful bitters. Flora, Flora, is a good bitter. Sometimes they call them Swedish bitters. Sometimes they call them digestive bitters. Wish Garden has a wonderful brand of bitters. Yeah. Okay. Hope that's helpful. Azure has clean cream cheese that is cultured. I was wondering how good that is. Looks good, tastes good. You know what? There is a cream cheese that I use, that I buy from Natural Grocers. And it's made by Nancy's. Nancy's takes cream cheese and cultures it. Again, not quite sure about that, but good stuff there. I don't Quicksilver brand bitter. I don't know Quicksilver, but just look and make sure there, like, if there's alcohol in it, it needs to be organic or it's coming from GMO grains. You're looking for artichoke, gentian, burdock. All of these things are classic bitter tastes for digestion. And just make sure it doesn't have any garbage in it. All right, everyone, we've gone over a little bit. So much fun to be with you this week. I hope it was helpful. I look forward to seeing you in a week. Same GAPS time, same GAPS station. I used to make something called quark by straining cultured yogurt. Yes, Beata, yes. Dr. Natasha calls that GAPS cottage cheese. It's not cottage cheese in the U.S., but she calls it cottage cheese. Yes, just like that. Happy Halloween! Don't eat any sugar. No, I'm kidding. Blessings to all of you. And please, I'm going to put a little thing on our page to find out if there's any topics people would like to go over specifically over the next couple weeks. Okay. Blessings, everyone. Be well. Bye-bye now.